a young fellow that was a student at UNE several years ago, went out to kayak to play in the surf. However, once he got dumped out of his kayak and tried to get back in several times, accomplishing it in the flooded kayak, and trying to bail out the water, which he wasn't capable of because of the chop was too big. He ended up having to leave his kayak. He was fortunate enough to make it to a navigational buoy at the mouth of the Saco River. And making it to that navigational buoy, and he was fortunate enough to leave information with somebody that he was going kayaking, his girlfriend. He was looking for someone to help him. And of course, he ended up waiting 15 hours before he was found. And the seas built to 11 to 12 foot seas. The rescue helicopter from the Coast Guard station flew over the area several times. He tried to signal to them, and they did not notice him. They were using tide and current type of formula that they utilize. And we had a warden out there that was from the local area, grew up in that area and so forth. And he had a feeling to look in a certain area where he's seen boats drift before since he was a little boy. So in looking in that area, all of a sudden somebody spotted him.
A simple and highly effective way to get somebody's attention if you really need help is to take your paddle, hold it vertically over your head, and wave it back and forth. This gets the paddle blade up out of any chop and waves that may be occurring, and it's a lot easier to see at a further distance than a hand or two waving up there. In another pocket of my life vest, I keep a whistle. This is attached to my vest. It's a P-less whistle. In other words, it doesn't have a little cork or metal ball inside here to rust or corrode or get jammed up. If I need to get someone's attention, either a paddling partner is too far away for my comfort, I can blow the whistle. If I'm bobbing around next to my boat and I need help, I can blow the whistle. This is one of the easiest signaling devices you're ever going to have. If you're cold, you can't talk, you've lost your voice due to cold or anything, a whistle's easy to blow and it's handy. Next up the ladder for signaling devices, we have a strobe light. This is not any good at all if it's daylight. If it's dark, the strobe light gets twisted and turned on, and this blinks multiple times. It's a very bright light. The darker it gets, the brighter this gets. And this is not to be used for anything other than an emergency situation. Inside the pocket of the life vest, we always keep at least 3 very small, very handy pencil flares. If, as we talked about earlier, you end up having a bad day, you blow offshore, you can't get back into your boat, you've exhausted all of your personal options, and it's time to get help, a pencil flare is one handy way to help that. They come in packages of 3. You open this up, you either pull the plug or you bang on the bottom, aim it straight up and away from you. It'll shoot up, it'll be very bright with a loud shotgun-like bang, and it's designed primarily to get someone's attention.
Many kayakers today think that as long as they've got their cell phone with them, they've got the capabilities of communications on the water. And that just simply isn't the way it is. You can be out there on the water and find that you're in a no-service area, or your phone just simply doesn't work, or your phone got wet, because cell phones, for the most part, are not waterproof. The primary means of communication on the water is the VHF radio. The VHF radios that are available today, you can find them half the size of this. They're waterproof. The price is extremely reasonable, and you can find a decent unit within the, say, $150 to $200 range. This is the means of communication for all major vessels on the water, whether they're commercial, fishing vessels, and recreational vessels. Just about everyone on the water monitors channel 16. Operation of the VHF radio is quite simple. Turn the unit on, set the selector to channel 16, press your transmission button, and clearly and distinctly speak into the microphone sector of the radio. I'll give you an example of a Mayday situation. The scenario could possibly be where I'm out of my kayak, I cannot re-enter, wave height is increased, I'm tired, I may have lost my paddle, I'm cold, I feel I'm in a life-threatening situation and I need immediate assistance. So I take my VHF radio and I issue the Mayday call. And I'll give you an example. Mayday, 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 I am an orange kayaker approximately 1/2 mile east of Egg Rock. I am in the water, I am wearing flotation, I am in a crisis situation and request immediate assistance from any vessel. Over. Make sure you remove your thumb from the transmission button and stand by for a reply from a vessel or the Coast Guard. Let's just say, for example, there's a lobster boat in the area and the lobster boat Mary Ann picks up and says, "Kayaker in distress, this is the lobster boat Mary Ann. I am in your area and I'm on my way to your location."
One of these days you may find yourself in a rescue situation. You'll set off your flares, maybe someone saw them, maybe they didn't. And you use your VHF radio and actually raise a group that's now out looking for you. Well, here's something that is relatively new and should be fairly useful. This is a laser rescue flare. It's waterproof down to 80 feet. The batteries last for 15 hours, and it puts out this really nice vertical beam of light that if you're down on the water, it'll be visible to a boat for 2 miles, and if you're trying to signal an airplane, it'll be visible up to 10 miles. And this is visibility day or night, by the way. And I can tell you that this is a new device that may very well save the day for a lot of us in the future.